Plant Kingdom, Chapter 3. In the previous chapter, we looked at the broad classification of living organisms under the system proposed by Whittaker, 1969, wherein he suggested the 5-kingdom classification, viz. Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia, and Plantae. In this chapter, we will deal in detail with further classification within kingdom Plantae, popularly known as the plant kingdom. We must stress here that our understanding of the plant kingdom has changed over time. Fungi and members of the Monera and Protista having cell walls have now been excluded from Plantae, though earlier classification put them in the same kingdom. So, the cyanobacteria that are also referred to as blue-green algae are not algae anymore. In this chapter, we will describe Plantae under algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Let us also look at the classification within angiosperms to understand some of the concerns that influenced the classification systems. The earliest system of classification used only gross superficial morphological characters such as habit, color, number of and shape of leaves, etc. They were based mainly on vegetative characters or on the androecium structure system given by Linnaeus. Such systems were artificial. They separated the closely related species since they were based on a few characteristics. Also, the artificial system gave equal weightage to vegetative and sexual characteristics. This is not acceptable since we know that often the vegetative characters are more easily affected by environment. As against this, natural classification system developed, which were based on natural affinities among the organisms and consider not only the external features but also internal features like ultrastructure, anatomy, embryology, and phytochemistry. Such a classification for flowering plants was given by George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. At present, phylogenetic classification system based on evolutionary relationships between and various organisms are acceptable. This assumes that organisms belonging to the same taxa have a common ancestor. We now use information from many other sources too to help resolve difficulties in classification. These become more important when there is no supporting fossil evidence. Numerical taxonomy, which is now easily carried out using computer, is based on all observable characteristics. Number and codes are assigned to all the characters and the data are then processed. In this way, each character is given equal importance and at the same time hundreds of characters can be considered. Cytotaxonomy, that is based on cytological information like chromosome number, structure, behavior, and chemotaxonomy, that uses the chemical constituents of the plant to resolve confusion, are also used by taxonomists these days. Algae. Algae are chlorophyll bearing simple thalloid autotrophic and largely aquatic, both freshwater and marine organisms. They occur in a variety of other habitats, moist stones, soils, and wood. Some of them also occur in association with fungi, lichen, and animals, example on sloth bear. The form and size of algae is highly variable. The size ranges from the microscopic unicellular forms like Chlamydomonas to colonial forms like Volvox and to the filamentous form like Eulothrix and Spirogyra. A few of the marine forms such as kelps form massive plant bodies. The algae reproduce by vegetative, asexual and sexual methods. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation. Each fragment develops into a thallus. Asexual reproduction is by the production of different types of spores, the most common being the zoospores. They are flagellated, motile, and on germination give rise to new plants. Sexual reproduction takes place through fusion of two gametes. These gametes can be flagellated and similar in size, as in Chlamydomonas, or non-flagellated, non-motile, but similar in size, as in Spirogyra. Such reproduction is called isogamous. Fusion of two gametes dissimilar in size, as in some species of Chlamydomonas, is termed as anisogamous. Fusion between one large non-motile static female gamete and a smaller motile male gamete is termed oogamous. Example: Volvox, fucus. Algae are useful to man in variety of ways. At least a half of the total carbon dioxide fixation on Earth is carried out by algae through photosynthesis. Being photosynthetic, they increase the level of dissolved oxygen in their immediate environment. They are of paramount importance as primary producers of energy-rich compounds, which form the basis of food cycle of all aquatic animals. Many species of Porifera, Laminaria and Sargassum are among the 70 species of marine algae used as food. Certain marine brown and red algae produce large amounts of hydrocolloids, water-holding substances. Example: Elgin, brown algae, and Carrageenan, red algae, are used commercially. Agar, one of the commercial products obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria, are used to grow microbes and in preparations of ice cream and jellies. Chlorella and spirulina are unicellular algae, rich in proteins, and are used as food supplements. Even by space travelers, the algae are divided into three main classes: Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, and Rhodophyceae. Chlorophyceae. The members of Chlorophyceae are commonly called green algae. The plant body may be unicellular, colonial, or filamentous. They are usually grass green due to the dominance of pigments, chlorophyll A and B. The pigments are localized in different chloroplasts. The chloroplasts may be discoid, plate-shaped, reticulate, cup-shaped, spiral, or ribbon-shaped. In different species, most of the members have one or more storage bodies called pyrenoids. Most of the members have one or more storage bodies called pyrenoids located in the chloroplast. Pyrenoids contain protein besides starch. Some algae may store food in the form of oil droplets. Green algae usually have a rigid cell made of an inner layer of cellulose and an outer layer of pectose. Vegetative reproduction usually takes place by fragmentation or by formation of different types of spores. Asexual reproduction is by flagellated zoospores produced in zoosporangia. The sexual reproduction shows considerable variation in the type and formation of sex cells, and it may be isogamous, anisogamous, or oogamous. Some commonly found green algae are Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Eulothrix, Spirogyra, and Chara. Phaeophyceae means brown algae. The member of Phaeophyceae or brown algae are found primarily in marine habitats. They show great variation in size and form. They range from simple branched filamentous form Achiocarpus. 2. Profusely branched form as represented by kelps, which may reach a height of 100 meters. They possess chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids, and xanthophylls. They vary in color from olive green to various shades of brown depending upon the amount of the xanthophyll pigment, fucoxanthin, present in them. Food is stored as complex carbohydrates, which may be in the form of laminaria or mannitol. The vegetative cells have a cellulosic wall, usually covered on the outside by a gelatinous coating of algin. The protoplast contains, in addition to plastids, a centrally located vacuole and nucleus. The plant body is usually attached to the substratum by a holdfast and has a stalk, the stipe, and leaf-like photosynthetic organ, the frond. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction in most brown algae is by biflagellated zoospores that are pear-shaped and have two unequal laterally attached flagella. Sexual reproduction may be isogamous, anisogamous, or oogamous. Union of gametes may take place in water or within the oogonium. Oogamous species. The gametes are pyriform, pear-shaped, and bear two laterally attached flagella. The common forms are Ectocarpus, Dictyota, Laminaria, Sargassum, and Fucus. Rhodophyceae, red algae. The members of Rhodophyceae are commonly called red algae because of the predominance of the red pigment or phycoerythrin in their body. Majority of the red algae are marine, with greater concentrations found in the warmer area. They occur in both well-lighted regions close to the surface of water and also at great depths in ocean where relatively little light penetrates. The red thalli of most of the red algae are multicellular. Some of them have complex body organization. The food is stored as Floridian starch, which is very similar to amylopectin and glycogen in structure. The red algae usually reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation. They reproduce asexually by non-motile spores and sexually by non-motile gametes. Sexual reproduction is oogamous and accompanied by complex post-fertilization behavior and developments. The common members are Polysiphonia, Porifera, Gracilaria, and Gelidium.